What's up? This is randomized, and I'm showing you a little gameplay here. This is Black Ops footage on the Xbox, actual Black Ops on the Xbox. Yeah, second time I've actually done that. But it's not really about, well, it is kind of about the gameplay, but more about what I'm playing the game with. Over the last 6 months, I think I've pretty much replaced every component from my Xbox and the Xbox itself. I mean, the Xbox broke about 6 months ago, I think, maybe a little bit earlier than that. But my Xbox broke, and then my headset stopped working correctly, and then I lost my voice communication thing on my, what's it called, the X4 Turtle Beach voice communicator did not work. Yeah, battery shit and just pure annoying stuff that made me want to stop playing Xbox altogether. And I didn't even like playing Black Ops as much anymore. But what I'm showing here is gameplay from my new setup, which is the new Xbox combined with the Sennheiser HD 595 with Turtle Beach DSS. I mean the Air Force DSS from Turtle Beach, which is a surround sound processor, and the Sennheiser 595s are pretty much high-end headsets meant for audiophile, pure quality headsets. And now right here, what you see is a perfect example of the 7.1 capabilities of this setup. I mean, I could never hear footsteps in this game before. Suddenly I can really pinpoint where they actually come from, which is really a good improvement over the previous setup. Of course, there are still some minor problems because this is Black Ops, which means that some platforms actually have no footstep sounds at all, and some actually do. I'm not even making this up. They're like for some reason, some version of Stone doesn't register footsteps, and some version does. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, that's a new sound setup I'm using on the Xbox. And I also have the new controller. Let's see, it's the Razer Onza Tournament Edition, and I've been trying this out. This is actually the first game in about 6 months where I both use these. I got the DSS this week, just yesterday, and I had the Turtle Beach. I had the 595s. I had them for about 2 or 3 years for the PC, and Razer Onza, I had them for a few months, but I never really used them because I had no intention to play an Xbox game, because they were all boring me. And not even this gameplay is good. This gameplay is like just me pretty much messing up, trying to do good with the first round and many times. I'm not even paying attention to the radar, as you can see. Yeah, it's not really good gameplay. I mess up a lot, but at the beginning it gives a good impression of what the headset and the controller can do for someone who didn't play the game for a long time. The controller is really good. I put them almost at the maximum sensitivity of the sticks. I'm still playing around with the sticks themselves. They're a little bit higher than the normal controller, and that's and move differently from the normal controller as well. Normal controller would start off a little bit slower, like it's a little bit more rusty. Well, not rusty. I think that's just the normal new stuff. But with the Razer Onza, it starts off smooth and it ends up smooth, which is really good, because I can just aim correctly, even though I didn't play for a long time. Yeah, I've been trying to play Halo with it, Halo Reach, and it's really a pain. I try to put reload on one shoulder button and sprint on the other shoulder button, and with all 4 buttons in use, we're kind of using 6 buttons on the top with Halo now, and it's really a mess. Really, I keep screwing up the buttons and freaking out trying to find the right button. Still have to get used to that. And actually, that made the game a lot more fun than I can remember. Just not being able to know what the controls are, and just really having to learn. I I think I heard someone through the building there. That's why I was aiming at the wall. But anyway, that's really fun to just not be able to know the game anymore. Compared to Call of Duty, which I only mapped like one button to it, and which is drop shot to the right bumper thing, and that's really easy to use. For the rest, you don't really need any other buttons in Call of Duty to remap, other than just crouch. Yeah, that snipers just destroyed me this round. To be honest, I mean I missed so much. Even if I think this is a clip coming up when I missed 30 bullets, something like that. It's just bad stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about the Sennheiser HD595 from right here in my hand. They're really comfortable. I had them for a few years, like I said, and they were really meant to make you experience the sound the way they were meant to be experienced, other than the usual gaming headsets like the Astros or the Turtle Beaches. Last time I checked, they had a frequency range of maximum of 20,000. Well, the Sennheiser here I have is maximum 38,500, which means I get a lot higher quality out of the sounds, and it's really not meant for gaming, like I said, which is where the Air Force DSS comes in and surely cleans that up and really makes it an gaming experience you would not want to miss. There's one other person on YouTube who had this setup, and he had a good review about it. I would recommend checking them out. I'll put a link up in the description. To sum it up, the Razer Onza, great controller, definitely worth the price. It's the same price as a normal controller. I think it was 10 euros more expensive, which is nothing compared to the custom controllers you can buy on the internet for 100 euros. I mean, it's retarded. And yeah, the HD595s with the Air Force DSS, it's my personal setup. I doubt that you will ever get this setup, because it's the more pricey setup at the moment. I think the I think the 595s are priced at 160 these days. I bought it like 3 years ago, so I must have paid more. And the Air Force DSS is about 70 to 80 euros. So it kind of gets like a combination of the mix amp and the Astro 40s, except it's better. This one is better than the Astros and the A40s. But yeah, that was all for today. Next week I'll put a video up. I always say next week, and it'll probably be like in 2 months. But I have vacation the next 2 months, so I have nothing to do. Just more time to waste around, so I'll just create a video next week. Let's see, I'll create a video about my setup. Yeah, my setup. Got a pretty nice computer setup. I have to replace the screen and the computer pretty soon. I'll do that within the next 2 months as well. I'll create my own computer. Consoles, all seems fine, nothing to replace. TV screen has been replaced recently. TV screen, did I really just say that? My TV has been replaced recently, and I don't see anything else to talk about. Oh yeah, I have a camera, so I will probably do some live action editing if I ever get the motivation or ideas for it, which is probably like never. I've been trying to get something for like a year. Okay, bye.